boy AT, aka ATs, and this is your ATL Sports Channel, the podcast. We're just starting, it's a pilot program I did a few weeks ago. Now we doing it live. You guys can come on in. You guys can answer all types of questions. I'm just gonna be chilling here with my homeboy Willie P. We're gonna be talking about the draft picks. We're gonna have a couple of topics about the Falcons, Hawks, the Braves, anything sports or any type of drama across the sports nation, man, you guys can come on in. You guys can just kind of like, join in the conversation. We're just gonna kick back and kick it. And, everybody knew that Mendoza was gonna go number one overall. So they just picked him up. The Jets just got their picks in. Uh, I think one of the best available players out there is probably that outside linebacker out of Ohio State named Reese, uh Averill Reese. We're gonna see the pick is in. Let's see what they're gonna pick up right quick. Oh, the Jets done did a oopsie doozy. They zigged when they should have zagged. So they got a guy called David Bailey out of Texas Tech, an edge rusher. I would have got Averill
This
Reese.
is
I
big.
think David Bailey needed to do a little bit more. I mean, number two overall. I wouldn't picked him that high, but the Jets they need any and everything and any and everybody, to try to build up that defense. Because that defense went all season last season without an interception, and part of that they couldn't get enough pass rush, to pressure the quarterback. But while they do that right quick, let me introduce you guys to one of my other ATLians over here, Willie P. Willie P, what it do? What it do?
How you doing, Mr. Till, Mr. ATZ? How is it on your side of the globe?
And man, it's good. It's good. It's good. I'm still down here in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? I may not be in Atlanta right now, but Atlanta go everywhere I go. You know what I mean? So so
Yeah, yeah, it's
what
your
kind of
home.
questions you got for me, man? And you know what I'm saying? What you want to talk about, man? What you want to get down to, man?
I just got a couple questions for you because the way I don't know if your fans know, but the way this season even started is us playing college football and Madden, either 2K, and I had
Yeah, yeah.
ah growing up, AT always been the the brains of the operation, we can just say. But I was a young kid, always asking them questions, so it was easy just to, hey, Teaser, what you think about this, or what you think about that? So that's how it really took a lift and takeoff. But so today, I just had a few questions. I'm gonna start with him being a diehard Falcon fan. I have never seen him root for another team in the NFL over the Falcons. Let's start there. Start right there. He has
Well,
never rooted over
hometown team.
the Bulldog on the
Oh, yeah,
Falcons.
yeah, yeah. I got to
I ain't
stay
gonna
with
lie
them
to y'all now,
Bulldog.
but I feel right now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I salute him for that. Me growing up in Georgia, I broke away from the Falcons, 49ers fan, so I'm the little villain of the show. I'm be, asking tough questions. I'm put pressure on them, guys. Don't worry. But I'm gonna start with this question. In this draft,
Okay.
please let me know your top three players, the top players right now that's going. Period.
Top three players that's going right now.
I should have asked. Yeah, in
Let's
your opinion, just maybe. You know what I mean?
in my opinion,
I mean, I know
that's
that's a loaded question in a way.
that's supposed to be going in this year's draft. Well, in my
Yeah,
opinion,
that you feel top three.
uh, I say Jeremiah Love. He's not just a running back. It's Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame. He's not just a running back. He's a guy that can line up in the slot, catch the ball on the outfield, and the guy got size. The guy's 6 foot 212.
Right,
But he looked like he's 6'2",
right.
230, the way he be running that ball out there, running those guys over, breaking tackles. I know y'all remember that long touchdown
Yes,
run he
sir.
had against
Yes, sir.
I forgot what team it was. I think it was like Louisville or somebody when he broke about 90 yards and took it to the house. The last season he did what he did. Number two, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Averill Reese, outside linebacker out of Ohio State. I know I ain't no Georgia player yet, but this guy, I believe he's better
Yeah,
than
yeah.
Bailey. If you need a true outside pass rusher, and a guy that can kind of drop back and pass coverage, Averill Reese, I think most of his talents will carry on to the NFL. As whoever picks him up, which I think he might go number 3, number 4 overall. I think the Cardinals might try to go ahead and scoop him up. Unless the Cardinals does something surprising and get that quarterback out of Alabama and Ty Simpson. But that's another story. We're gonna see in the next couple of minutes what they pick. And next player, top 3. I'm gonna go on the wing here. I'm gonna go offensive lineman, Monroe Freeland out
Whoa.
of Georgia. All
Mm,
right, now this guy
mm.
is number 2 in his position as a guard, but you can put him on the right side, you can put him on the left side. If you need him to play right tackle, he can do that for you. 'Cause this dude got good size. He's 6'7", 315 pounds out of Georgia. Man, that guy is a mauler in the run game, and he is pretty decent in the pass protection. He can go ahead and try to upgrade some of his techniques as far as pass protection. Because in the NFL, you got a lot of good pass rushers that's going to be lining up over him. A lot of interior defensive linemen that know how to push guys back and just not stop the run. They can also rush the pass. But I'm gonna say that guy right there. I think he's being slept on a little bit. But I'm gonna go ahead and show him some love out of Georgia as my top 3 guys that can go in this draft, guys that can play 10 plus years in the league.
My jigger. See, I like that. I like that. See, you guys seeing what you get out of him already. He's not gonna bullcrap you. He's a Georgia fan, but he didn't throw his Georgia players first. And then he was ballsy enough to go put an offensive lineman third. We know the people like to show these divas, wide receivers, corner, running back. I like that. So you gotta like his honesty, and you gotta like this. Is not no fake ESPN stuff you get. No, shout out
Nah,
ESPN.
nah,
No this. We love y'all.
not at all.
But sometimes I'm gonna be real. Y'all be hating on Georgia. What's going on with that? What's going
I,
on with how y'all treat the
I
Tigers? Come
already
on
know.
now.
I know one team that don't hate
Come
them
on
Georgia
now.
Bulldogs, them Eagles. They be trying to draft all kinds of Eagle players. All right, well, the Cardinals just did a
Right.
whoop-de-doo. They picked Jeremiah Love, number
That.
3 overall. So the Cardinals trying to get an offensive weapon. I don't know who their quarterback gonna be, but they did
Mhm,
get Tyler
mhm.
Algier. And reason why Tyler Algier left the Falcons is because they was trying to give him a chance to be a starter on another team because he was doing great things when he was a starter in Atlanta. And Bijan came, and y'all already know how special Bijan is. So he signs a deal with the Cardinals, thinking he was going to be the number 1 guy. Maybe he still might be. I don't know. But they just drafted Jeremiah Love, number 3 overall. Do y'all think they're gonna have this player that they picked number 3 overall just sit on the bench or be the number 2 guy? Or is he actually going to battle for it? You know what I'm saying? That's up to y'all. Y'all can come on and chime on in and give y'all opinions on that. But Jeremiah Love overall, running back slash X Factor player out of Notre Dame going to Arizona. So you think
Do
about
you
that, Will?
think that's what the Cardinals need? I was just about to ask you. Do you like that pick? You think that's what the Cardinals needed?
I mean, when you pick a running back at number 3 overall, I mean he got to be a special guy, but a running back ain't nothing if he ain't got no quarterback or no offensive line.
Right. And I don't
But we'll see what
facts.
they
And I
do the
don't
rest of
think
the
that
draft.
pick on a right. I don't think it's gonna outdo Bijan. So it's like, okay, you got a running back at 3. He's not gonna be better. Like again, I'm not a Falcons fan per se. I do like they work for the last few years. They drafted. that was the best draft I've ever seen an organization put together. They need everything get completed in one swoop like that. I gotta shout out to the Falcons. I heard they got rid of the GM. I don't know why. That was amazing. But
Terry
hey, you want to
Fortnite,
talk against the
Terry
Dons, but
Fortnite, and
hey,
those guys, yeah, they got rid of the whole crew, man. They got rid of everybody. The
Dons say they
Don,
gotta
Arthur
go. Hey,
Blank.
they,
We me and Will, we call Arthur
mm-hmm.
Blank the Don. That's done.
Don, he's the
He
Don
runs
Dada.
stuff down there. He runs stuff down here in Georgia. You know what I mean? But he in a good way though, now. In a
Yeah,
good way though, now. When he makes his
yeah,
decision,
he gives jobs. He
nine
gives
times out of
scholarships.
10,
Yeah,
it's the right decision. So he wanted to start
facts.
completely all the way over. Created a brand new position for Matt Ryan to come in as the president of football operations. They get a new
Which I
GM, they get a
like.
new head coach, and brand new philosophy, and we're gonna see what they do. Now they kept our boy Jeff Obert. Y'all saw how he did that defense last season. That was just his first season. Imagine what steps and leaps and bounds they can make this season in his second season as a defensive coordinator. Hopefully, they get some more talent as they did in free agency. They got a couple of guys that can fill in and be some rotational pieces, but we'll see what they add in tomorrow's draft. The Falcons don't have no picks until tomorrow, unless they trade, you know, into the first round and try to grab one
Yeah,
of these guys. But
and that
yeah,
was actually my upcoming question for you. Would you, knowing your Falcons, your beloved Falcons, trade up anything or anybody? Do you think a position, quarterback, anything that need to be traded up for? Uh,
that's a
take the
good
dart.
question.
I'm but I'm be chill with you.
I say, all right, let me look through my notes here. Because I was talking
Yeah,
to you not too long ago about this. I say we need a corner.
facts.
If they would, or if they can, or if they could trade up into the draft, I like two corners. I like
Mm,
Jamal McCoy out of Tennessee. This guy got size on him, 6'1",
Tennessee.
188 pounds. And I like Mansour Delaney out of LSU, 6 feet, 187. The two things those two corners got
Nice.
is size and speed. At least 6 foot and up. If they can trade up into the draft and grab one of those guys, if those two corners fall kind of, I say mid to the late first round, of go up and grab one of those guys. If
Yeah.
none of those two guys fall to the mid or late first round, then don't even bother trading into the first round to grab one of those tanks. Because you can stay right where you're at in the second round and try to grab a different
Is it
different
in
target. But
order
but
though?
there's another guy that I do like. Um, the guy out of South Carolina, Brandon Sissy. This guy's 6 foot 189, a dog, a dude that likes to tackle, got some muscle on that 6 foot frame. He can play the slot for us. And if we need to bounce him outside, he got the size to do that. If he falls into the second
Mm,
round into our hands, maybe we move up within the second round, maybe into like, you know, mid to early second round. We can try to grab that guy out of South Carolina if he's still available. I say if we shore up that other side of the corner position opposite of AJ Terrell, this defense will be blanketing near everyone in the NFL because they already got the guys up front. Imagine if we have the guys on the back end, get a little younger on the back end, and see what we can really do because we got
yeah.
Bates, we got Watts back there doing their thing, and get somebody back there athletic, fast, and with size and good at hawking that ball down, man. That's what I think in the second round. And then the later rounds, we can probably try to address the wide receiver spot. Maybe let's try to get a guy, that can be a legit number two. I know we picked some up in the off season. Some guy still uh Zacharias. Um, he got a little speed on him, but he been here before, bounced around. Now he's back on the fountain. But if we can get a legit number two opposite of Drake London, maybe in the third round, or if none of those corners are available, get a top tier
I do like the sound of that.
receiver in the second.
Facts. I do love the sound of that. You made it sound so simple because that's exactly what y'all would need defensively, maybe because y'all check every other box. The, the rushers, all that. So, but my only concern is with that, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to be Georgia little pit bulls here out the way. But the only problem I have wondering is like, what will get y'all to the Super Bowl? What push to get y'all there? Is it the corner? Is it a wide receiver? Are you sure? Like, what's the surefire answer for that one pick? Did you get to hear me?
My surefire answer. All right, the Giants
Yeah,
got their
like
pick in.
just that one pick.
We're gonna
What are
see
you
who they
sure?
grab. Surefire pick for that number two for that second round pick.
Yeah.
All right, let's
I'm sorry, give
see.
me I'll be done.
Man,
In a second.
surefire pick, man. That corner out of South Carolina. I think the first two that I named off gonna be gone later in the first round. If that corner out of South Carolina is still there, I think you should go ahead and get that guy because he not only adds size and speed, but he adds toughness to that defense. Guy don't shy away from the taps. He was one of the bright spots for that South Carolina
Right.
defense, as we know how South Carolina Gamecocks fell short last season with that highly
Gamecock.
talented quarterback and
I respect it.
Sellers. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yep.
if that guy is anywhere near the top of the second round, I think our GM should try to do whatever he needs to do to trade up and go try to get that guy. I know his stock hasn't been talked about as much. They don't really talk about a lot of players outside of the top five that they think is top five. You know how that goes. But that guy, that corner,
Hmm.
out of South Carolina, um, I don't want to mess up his name, but CC. I think I'm pronouncing it right. But I know his first name is Brandon, but Brandon Sissy, Cisse. Uh, is
Yeah.
is my
Yeah, that's my
surefire
fault.
best
I
bet
should have been
for
backing you
picking
up on
that
that.
guy.
Okay. Okay. And that is like, Super Bowl proof. Like that's pretty much that's all I see the hole. If it's any hole in the Falcons defense, I guess, yeah, they would need a strong corner to help AJ on the other side, definitely.
Yeah,
Um,
we had one of our
but
guys.
other than that, there's no
Forget his
offensive
name.
talent.
Offensive talent. Yeah, I mean, I think we're pretty good on offense. I know we got to get another right
Yeah,
tackle. I
I'll
think
say
we can try to
damn
grab.
sure.
I know we got that guy that used to play for the Chiefs. Um, we got a veteran on that right side with James Pierce Jr. With all his charges just announced today was dropped to kind of give the GM a little bit more leeway on what he should focus on in the draft. So we got our young star back or young rising star back on the D line. Let me try to see if I can focus a little bit more on his offensive line. Maybe get an old lineman
Mhm.
um, to be on to learn behind that veteran right tackle. Slide him in next year because we only signed that guy for 1 year. So he can learn, plug him in the following year,
I don't
and
know.
keep that line
Yeah.
young and stout. The only thing though, sooner or later, maybe next year's draft, They're gonna have to try to draft a successor to Jake Matthews because he's starting to get up there in age. Still a solid left tackle in the league, one
Mm,
of the better left tackles in the league. But we're gonna
very
have to
solid.
start. We're
Yeah.
gonna have to start thinking about drafting his successor because sooner or later he could pull a McGarry and just retire on us out of the blue. So you want to be
Fact.
prepared. And
Yeah.
as a GM, one of your thing is not only to think about the present, but to also think about the future.
Hmm. I don't know, guys. I don't know Falcons. Is he preparing doing an interview for you guys? Front ownership. Sound like he's definitely winning. Shut up. So y'all listen to him because that was a good
That's
pick of
Willem
his.
Porter back there talking to one
Great
of his
pick.
dogs back there. He got three of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Today was just compact with so much
But that's how
excitedness.
but
I thought
that's
about
how you
dogs,
know it's live.
but
That's how you know it's
yeah,
live. I know y'all be watching Shannon and Ocho and my homeboy ISO Joe. Y'all see them, they be super live. We do the same thing. We super
ISO,
live with it. Y'all see Ocho bringing his dog
super live.
all up on the live stream. We ain't too much different. But only thing is we just southern the country down here.
Yeah, that's right. Shout out. Yep. Shout out to Ocho them. Uh, we gonna get better and better, by the way, too. Especially me. This is my first, but I love it. The vibe, the you guys I already know. You guys, his fans, man. Y'all showed love. Y'all liked it a lot. Waited on it. Viewed. Shout out to you guys.
Um, the Titans just picked up Tate, the slot speedy receiver out of Ohio State. I think that's a good pick because Cam Ward does need somebody to throw it to sling the ball down the field too. So that's a good pickup for the Titans. So far teams are not only picking the best player available, they're picking the best player available for positions that they desperately need for either young quarterbacks or brand new head coaches and OCs out there. So Jordan Love went three, Tate went
Yep.
four. Giants, their pick is in. We're gonna see who they're about to pick up right now. And after that, you got the Chiefs picking up. Uh, Chiefs did a trade swap from Cleveland. So instead of Cleveland picking at six, the Chiefs are now picking at six. What y'all think about that? Chiefs just keep trying to find ways to stay a
Mm,
dynasty out here. We don't even know if Patrick Mahomes will be ready for in time for the season. I know they got Justin Fields as their quarterback. Uh,
right.
Averill Reese goes to the Giants. Y'all remember, I told y'all he was the better linebacker or the better pick or safest pick over Bailey. But this guy, Reese, is a true
Yeah.
outside edge rusher. If you need some speed coming on the outside to put pressure on that quarterback, Avery Reese would definitely do it. He was one of the standout linebackers from Ohio State. So, for all you Giants fans out there, um, y'all probably got a good one.
No doubt.
Hopefully, y'all don't mess up his career like y'all done did all the other guys out there. Hey, I'm just throwing salt on the game because we playing the Knicks right now. The Hawks are up by 10 points on the Knicks right now. We're trying to win game three so we can take this series 2-1. And then when we play in Atlanta in game four, we're going to try to push it up to 3-1, kick them New York Knicks on up out the playoffs, and we're going to move on to the second round. So, y'all say CJ McCollum is the next villain from Atlanta. He might be. He might be. So far, he been busting y'all ass so far.
Yep. uh, me, I'm not happy. Scrumpled, little grumpy trade, but it doesn't matter what I think. I'm a Warriors fan, so and we're not really. Well, Curry, Curry being Curry, but we're not complete. Like y'all Hawks is. And I ain't gonna mention y'all taking one of our prized possessions and
Jonathan
Kaminga. We're not
Kaminga,
gonna
y'all,
talk about
y'all
it.
know who he talking about.
Yeah,
Y'all know who he talking about. Jonathan Kaminga. Hey, he had 19 points off the
hurts my
bench in
heart.
game two. putting a spark in our offense and also playing hard nosed defense. Y'all saw how he took Cat out. Y'all seen it.
Hard
Go back
nose.
and look at the YouTube shorts and go back and look at the highlights of game two and what Kaminga was doing off the bench. Not just on the offensive side of the ball, but on the defensive side of the ball. And I'm with Kendrick Perkins here. Somebody on the Warrior staff need to be
Right,
fired for letting that guy
right.
go. But you know what? We'll take him.
Yeah, I
We
was
know
gonna
what to
say
do with him.
mm,
We know what to do with him.
right. Whoever pulled the trigger on the Kaminga trade, don't let a brick be around when I be around you. Okay? It's all. It's all. Like,
All
come
right, the
on, man.
Chiefs
Why
got
would you
their
trade
pick
that man?
in. Chiefs got their pick in. We're gonna see who they're gonna pick. I'm not sure what the Cleveland Browns got back for trading away the 6th overall pick. But I'm pretty sure they got some more draft capital either this and next season because that's pretty high price for that
Okay.
6th overall pick. Um, but Averill
Yeah.
Reese, I think that guy has the potential to be a Pro Bowler. Maybe not this rookie season, but within the next 3 years, I think that guy is going to be a good
Yeah.
pick. Um, right now, we got the
Yeah.
updates on the score. I don't know what the Hawks doing right now, but they was up by 11. Now they're only up by 6. So it's 69-63 in the middle of the third quarter, 6:49 left in the third quarter. All right, we want to need the Hawks to go ahead and get a couple of key stops and go on some run. Now it's 69-65 Hawks call a timeout because the Knicks are going on a little run here. So good thing, good job by Snyder to call that timeout, slow that momentum down, draw up 2 plays so that way they can come back from the timeout and get an easy bucket to stop that that little run that the Knicks is going on so they can get their head and stuff going on. So, close game right now. Hawks had 11-point game lead. Now it's only a 4-point game lead, 69-65. Hawks still on top. Timeout Hawks right now. So the Braves won earlier tonight. They beat the Nationals. They beat them 7-2. The Braves are the only team in MLB as of right now to win all of their series. They swept the Nationals 3 games to 1. So good thing on the Braves. They doing their thing. They're number one in their division. All right, Pete. You got
I got
anything?
3 questions before.
What you think about? Is the Hawks truly better without Trey Young? You think this is a fluke, or you think
See,
this is the brand new
the
era of the
thing about
Hawks going forward?
that's the difficult thing about what I'm hearing and the glimpses I've been seeing about these Hawks. Like, as much as I hate what they did and traded Trey Young, they just as much that good and been showing it on the other side though. It's like you can't really be mad even though you're mad. I don't know how to say this. Making me feel type of in between. Like they making me feel like a sour patch kid. Like sour patch trade Trey Young, but damn, that was sweet how y'all ended up. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'm kind of I'm mixed emotions, man. And that's why I'm gonna ask you. So what you saying? This Hawks team is the best playoff version Hawks team you ever had? Second best, or tell me what you see in these Hawks. I don't know what to say about them. They what 16-2. What is it since February? I'm I don't want to lie about the stats here.
Uh, since February, I think it was about 16-2, yeah, something like that. Yeah, 16 to
Yeah.
3-ish. Just to take a break here. That corner that
Have
I
they ever
told
been?
y'all that I like,
Yeah.
Delane Mansour, the Chiefs just picked him up at the 6 overall pick. So he's off the clock. So
Oh,
yeah, man. So I already knew. So you see, I'm telling y'all guys, I know what I'm looking at when I'm looking at these rookies. Okay. I know what I'm looking at. All right. When you want true
you do have an
opinionated,
eye.
hard facts from me or whatever info y'all want from me, and my homeboy William P. We gonna get it. But to answer your question, Will, I think uh the Hawks haven't been this athletic since um can't believe I'm forgetting that the Hawks GOAT, the one that competed against Jordan in the dunk contest.
Oh,
Dominique
yeah, Dominique
Wilkins.
Dominique Wilkins. I
How can
mean,
I forget
mhm,
Wilkins? Dominique Wilkins was the most
yeah,
athletic Hawk
Bud
they
was
have
nice
ever
too.
had in that particular time period. And we haven't
Yeah,
really had anyone that athletic
yeah.
um, up until now to this team that we got. Like we got multiple athletic guys. We got um, Kaminga. You got Jalen Johnson. You got um, Dyson Daniels. You got um,
Mhm.
Nah. Nah, he probably ain't yamming on guys, but that guy know how to move his feet on that defensive side of the ball, man. But Kaminga, Dyson
Um,
Daniels, and Jalen Johnson, you know, some athletic guys, man, and they be jamming on that rim, man. Be trying to tear the rim down. Them boys be gliding from the free throw line. And people underestimate Dyson Daniels'
yeah,
athleticism. I know y'all seen the alley hoops and the rebounds that guy be getting. Because I keep telling people to play elite defense in the NBA, you got to be athletic. You can't be no slouch. You got to be an athletic guy to play elite defense in the
hmm,
NBA.
that is true. So let me ask you: if they played a 7 game series against my favorite Hawks team, Josh Hill, Horford, ISO Joe, Bibby, what is looking like? What the series look like at the end?
Hey, I'm gonna say Josh Smith, Harford, ISO Joe. I'm gonna say them boys will win the 7 game series. But you know, uh,
Really?
the the
Okay,
the the
okay,
the
okay.
young athletic Hawks will probably they're gonna probably get 2 of them. You know, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 6 game
Yeah,
series, but you know those guys that you just named off, Bibby, ISO Joe, Harford, Josh Smith.
I love them.
Yo, those
Love them.
guys, yeah, I say they win the 6 game series, that 7 game series. I say they beat them in six, you know, because them
So let me
young
ask.
boys they're gonna get a
So let me
couple
say.
games while old guys, catch their breath. But you
Yeah,
know, I still,
that's
yeah, I'm
true.
still lay. I'm with you, P. I'm with you, Will. I'm gonna go with the old Hawks, man. You know, them boys, they were good. You
Yeah,
know, we put all them on the team together.
they was. So, so let me ask you. You think so? Is LeBron was the really the determinator of why they didn't go to the finals and win? Because if LeBron was there, they you know just to get that
They
out the
they
way.
were they could have matched up with the
Well,
Warriors in the finals because they were playing similar offensive styles back then. Even though the
they
Warriors
did.
back then had more shooting because of Clay and Steph,
Mhm.
but the Hawks was playing as a team, moving that ball. So the Warriors doing the same thing. It was moving that ball and all that stuff. I say maybe the Warriors probably would have came out on top still because of Steph and Clay they was in their prime,
Yeah,
but they could have at least won the
yeah. I gotta
Eastern
go ahead of
Conference.
myself. Yeah, I forgot about the Warriors. That is who LeBron was running into after that Hawks defeat. And
Yeah, the
yeah,
Warriors.
that would have been
I
tough.
think the Warriors and the Hawks had pretty much identical records that year. I think it was like 65 and 16, 18, 17, whatever, 60 plus games.
Mm,
So
I can remember. Nice. All right. Well, just to bounce back, about the Hawks. How did you feel about game 1 and then game 2? Like it was, just a quick. You can give us quick, sum ups about it. I ain't gonna fuss you about it.
Uh, well, before I comment on that, the Commanders just picked Sonny Styles, another outstanding linebacker from Ohio State. So both of Ohio State linebackers is gone. That make 3 players drafted out of Ohio State inside the top 10, being Tate, Styles, and Averill Reese. But my thoughts on game 1 and game 2. Game 1. Um, Honestly, the Knicks kind of used their playoff experience against us to kind of take it away in the second half from the Hawks, even though the Hawks were pretty much in that game, keeping it close. But the Knicks They just kicked it in another gear in the fourth quarter and, kind of took that game away from us, as they should, because they're on the next court. So they used their playoff experience that they had because they had a decent run last year against our young guys. But in game two, those young guys understood the assignment, the leadership from CJ McCollum, the leadership from Naw, even though he didn't put a lot on the offensive side of the ball, but Naw still made clutch baskets late. But he was focusing more on defending Brunson, which when he did, he had two clutch steals from Brunson that led the charge on those fast breaks to put us in the lead and keep us in the lead. And CJ McCullum with that leadership, he was like, "All right, you guys stand out the way. Let me teach y'all how to do it." And he was handling Brunson. And even though McCullum admitted it himself, missing those two free throws, like I always say, in clutch time performances like that or in late games like that, when it's close, you either win the game or lose the game at the line.
So,
McCullum almost lost us a
yep.
game at the
You
line, but the
always say
Knicks
that.
was able to get off a last second shot. But Bridges missed the shot, and we was able to steal one on the Knicks course, which is still huge. Whether you win by one or win by 100, a win is a win, and we stole one on the Knicks court in game two. And tonight, I'm gonna give you a little bit of update here. It's still 69-65 as of right now. What I got as far as my updates, the Hawks still winning, so hopefully they can get a win tonight in Atlanta and put us up 2-1 so that way we can do the best we can. I believe Saturday is the next game. Atlanta up by 10, 81-71 right now. Just got the update on the score. You got Dyson Danes
Mhm.
doing his thing, man. Dyson Danes just made a 25-foot three-pointer. That guy, I know he hasn't been a sharp shooter from three this season, but that tells you he is working on his game. He is trying to continue to improve and evolve to try to transition into a true two-way player, maybe a 3-and-D guy. Who knows? He's definitely a
And
lead
that's
on the
all I ask
defensive
for.
side of the ball.
If players had the attitude, man, I mean, I'm not calling nobody out or Ben Simmons or Luca doing his thing. He can work out a little more, but hey, I'm just saying. But
Yep.
I'm proud of that. That's all I ask for. Like, you get paid, and I'm not knocking guys. I'm just saying, just even my boy Shaq, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Hey, you can Google him though. You know what I'm saying? He got the rings. Nah, I ain't saying Superman. I'm just saying you got a free throw. Anyway, you gotta work on your craft, man. I love Ben Simmons, man. I thought he could last in the league. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. I
he
feel
just
you. I
didn't, he
feel
wouldn't shoot. And I heard he could shoot, but he just wouldn't shoot. So
you. He could shoot, but
I
he just
don't
wouldn't
get it.
shoot. Hey man,
He
Trey
just
Young
wouldn't
shook him
shoot.
up out of that. Trey Young shook him up
Yeah.
out of that. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I don't. You know what? I think it was something going on behind the scenes where not a lot of people are paying attention to. Maybe the journalists, they know, but they want to only focus on the drama side of things. Where this dude just didn't, for whatever reason, think he didn't have the green light to shoot. Because before Trey Young series, they was trying to compare Ben Simmons to LeBron. Because Simmons legit 6'9", and the guy is pretty much like a point forward with
Hmm.
slash and playmate.
Hmm.
But then
And
they
you,
realized
oh yeah,
in the 76ers Hawks game series, he just didn't shoot anymore. He was trying to give it up and play make to his guys, and now they're saying, Trey Young, killed that man career, put it in a coffin. Slate.
and
So
and that's why I'm so angry. But I said about your Hawks because it's like, man, Trey Young, he didn't he didn't did this repeatedly, man. He look when New York was giving Georgia a hard time. Let's get Trey Young. He told him it's chilly out here, guys. It's real chilly, so just keep it quiet before it get colder. Like, I mean, shout out to New York people, y'all guys, the Mecca. But I'm just
Mhm.
saying, hey, Trey Young, hey, he's a silent killer. babyface assassin is Curry, but what does that make Trey Young? Like, wow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dang, he's an assassin of some sort.
I mean, he, they called him the villain of the Knicks. Yeah, I know he with Washington Wizards right now in DC. He wanted to follow the GM that drafted him. But I think every time he goes up to New York, I think he's still going to be considered the villain towards the Knicks because every time Trey goes into the Garden, he puts on the show. And low key, the Knicks fan base would love to have a Trey Young on their team. They can probably go ahead and say, nah, they don't
Oh
want him, but
yeah,
they know they would love to have a Trey Young on their team. I know
they
they
would
got big
love him.
body Jalen Brunson who needs the ball in his hand all the time, but they do they would love to have a Trey Young on their team, right? So but yeah, man, we
So let me
gotta
ask,
find a new villain. It might be CJ McCollum. The way he been doing these Knicks the
might be.
first two games. He just been balling the first two games, and right now him and Big Body Bronson seem like they got a one-on-one feud going on right now. So McCullough might be the new villain.
Mhm. He might be. So let me ask you this though: is it no way? Just rack your franchise GM brain for me and tell me is it no way they could have kept Trey Young and still constructed this massive bench they have? Like, is it any way? Like, did it have to go down that way?
It didn't, in my opinion, it didn't have to go down that way. They could have kept Trey. They could have found somewhere to get McCullum. They could have found some way to still get um Clubinga. Maybe they couldn't get uh Crispus. I forget the white kid name, Crispus. They probably wouldn't have been
Yeah,
able to
yeah,
get
yeah.
him, but they still could have got McCullum, and they still could have got Kaminga. At least could have got those two while still having Trey, because McCullum could have been a more natural fit at the shooting guard at the two spot. Trey has elite playmaking ability. Imagine Kaminga playmaking with Trey.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know how many alley
Woo,
hoops, pick and
imagine that.
rolls we could have done
Imagine
with
that.
him.
Woo,
I mean, McCollum
woo.
getting the open look at the corner. So they could have done it. They could have done it in a way where they could have kept Trey, got McCollum, got Kaminga, and maybe we couldn't get maybe Christus. I'm forgetting this guy name. You know what? I can't continue to botch this guy's name, man. Let me get it. See how I can pronounce this name, man. Because man, let me look at my thing here, man. And Kispert is the guy name. Kispert. Kispert. They probably would have been able to get Corey Kispert. Wizards probably would have wanted to keep that guy because
Shout out to
he is a baller. But we could have very least got McCullum because he was on the Asian contract and he's an older player. And we could have got Kuminga because the Warriors didn't want him.
yeah.
They was trying to get rid of him on pennies on the dollar and type stuff. And we could have still been a much more effective team because they was just trying to say, oh, it's Trey defense. But Trey is playing the passing lanes pretty well. He was doing it better this year than any other year, right? And
They hired Curry on defense. Like, what are we talking about?
you're right. You know what I mean? So, they just didn't want to pay Trey again. They just didn't want to give Trey another max contract. So they just moved him. You know, I understand it. You want to try to keep the contract, spread the money out, then want to go into the luxury tax based on the roster that you already had. But you picked up Porzingis. Porzingis could have got Kaminga alone, you know,
Thanks.
and
And so let me ask you:
we could have.
would you say the team was trying hard enough, or was it something behind the scenes that where they didn't want the new point guard, McCullen or whatever, to feel like it was a battle for a position or head with butt? Like, what would cause you to give up such a talent that will fit anywhere and put villains away other? organizations. I mean, who had besides Dame Lillard that was that cold, shutting down, got people in the stadiums heated like that?
I really don't know. No, I don't know. Just is take a break here. The Saints, the Aints is what we call them, guys. They just picked up the wide receiver out of Arizona State, Tyson. Maybe they're trying to give their young quarterback a weapon to throw the ball to alongside Olave. Now you got the Browns with the ninth overall pick with the swap from the Chiefs. But answer your question, Will, Willie P, man, I don't know, man. I really don't. I can't really answer that one right there. Um,
It's crazy.
but when McCollum was with Lillard, they were the trailblazers. You know, they were the 1-2 punch.
Yeah,
And then McCollum got bounced around, went
yeah,
to the Wizards, and they forgot what McCollum can really do. Now you already know they say careers when they go to Washington, careers die, or people don't know about them or look for them
yeah,
anymore. But as soon as McCollum came
yeah.
from the Wizards to Atlanta, that boy has been doing nothing but balling. Yeah, it took a few games for him to get used to the system. I mean, that's going to happen. That's naturally going to happen. But once he got used to that system from Snyder, he just took off. He just took off. And while we talking about
He
Washington,
did. He
y'all remember
did.
Alex Sarr, the guy that we tried to bring in to do a tryout and told him that we were going to pick him number one overall. That he denied the Hawks tryout, saying he don't want to be on the Hawks. Well, he just went to another worst team, the Wizards, and nobody hear nothing about Alex Sarr. So I think we got the better player,
It's crazy.
and we should share. Another French pick. Guy that's coming off the bench, 6'10", good wing defender. He can shoot the three. Seems like he's turning into a 3-and-D guy as he continues to develop in his uh development. So he gonna be good for us. He's gonna be good for us. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up. My boy Willie P just went on out. Um, Technical difficulties on that side, but hey, we're gonna be back with ATL Sports Channel. We're gonna continue to run episodes where we do it live or we record some episodes. Any questions that you guys got for us for the Falcons, Hawks, Bulldogs, anything Atlanta sports or just sports in general as far as the drama going on, you can hit us up. All right, we're gonna be up out of here. I salute to all the people out there that kind of join in and watch this. We're gonna see you. We'll be back soon. This is ATL Sports Channel, baby.